tried some alpine skiing, but I fall in love with biathlon.
Teamwork is very important.
A lot of adrenaline when you hit the target.
Change is always an opportunity.
What does it mean to go beyond, to go further than expected, to raise the bar, to defy limits?
In this podcast series, we unleash the game-changing stories that take Lamborghini beyond the status quo.
And meet extraordinary people across the world who go beyond convention to forge their own incredible journeys. My name is Giulia Salvi.
And I'm Tim Bravo.
Together, we are your hosts, and this is Beyond, a Lamborghini podcast.
The automotive world never stands still, nor does the role of a chief financial officer. In recent years, our CFO Paolo Poma has been at the helm of the bold strategy that builds the Lamborghini dream. And at the heart of the CFO's role in building that dream is expertise in managing resources.
The same could be said for the professional athlete. From morning to night, the professional sports person must keenly manage the resources available to them to maximize performance, from training strategy and optimal nutrition to teamwork and competitive tactics. Success in sport comes down to the efficient and powerful manipulation of resources.
In this episode of Beyond, we introduce Lamborghini CFO Paolo Poma and Italian biathlon two-time world champion Dorothea Wierer, to discuss the power of grit and determination, what it takes to succeed on the world stage, and the parallels in these unexpectedly comparable areas of expertise.
Paolo, Dorothea, welcome.
Hello, welcome.
Hello.
The biathlon is a fascinating discipline combining skiing with shooting, and for our listeners who aren't familiar with this winter sport, could you tell Dorothea a little bit about the biathlon and where it comes from?
Biathlon is like a winter sport, as you said. It's finally it's two sports units in one. It's like cross-country skiing and rifle shooting. And I think it was in Norway that the first biathlete was starting, and then it came to the Alps, and here I am.
And Paolo, I know you're a runner, so I know you're into sports, but what about winter sports? Do you do biathlon too? Something that I don't know anything about.
Yeah, well, actually, that's too much for me. So I'm following biathlon on the TV, but then on the other hand, I've been practicing running for a long time. So I'm more a marathonist than a biathlete.
And you're not bad at it, as I know.
Well, actually, years are passing by, but nevertheless, my personal best some years ago, it was close to 3 hours in the marathon. So not so bad.
Wow,
but
It's good. But I think you had tried the cross-country skiing once.
Yes, I tried. Unfortunately, I have to say, thanks to Dorothea's husband. He took me to the track, and I have to say that is a quite challenging sport. So I had some experience, yes, also.
But let's go back to Dorothea. How did your journey start from being, a simple girl in the mountains to become one of the biggest athletes to represent Italy, the biggest athlete actually, to represent Italy at an international stage in biathlon?
Yes, it's a long way. I started when I was like 10 years old with a biathlon. It's like I grew up in a valley where it's like really traditional sport. And I tried some alpine skiing, football, but I fall in love with biathlon. And it was like going to Luna Park and yes, just enjoying. And finally, when I was like 14 years old, I went away from home to a sports school. And then I practiced a lot of biathlon with all my colleagues. They made all the same school. And I grew up. I had a lot of good results. And yes, here I am. Like 15 years later.
Yeah, not good. Excellent results.
Yes, but I prefer to stay a little calm.
Humble.
That's not a bad trait at all. So if Dorothea basically grew up doing sports, grew up on skis, did you grow up, Paolo, with money, with coins, knowing that you're going to be a CFO? Or what was your journey?
Actually, not such a good luck. But it was not my original intention to move to finance or to money, as you say, Tim. But I got aware that was the most similar department, most similar to my analytical skills. I deem it very, very important to have analytical skills when you're approaching finance. I'm an engineer, not an accountant. But since a lot of time I've been very close, or I liked a lot the evolution of financial markets. Then I decided to join an MBA program in Milan, and afterwards, yes, I realized that finance is the most similar department where you, by analytical skills, you can help and support the company growth. That's the journey to finance.
And Paolo, how did you end up working in the automotive industry? When did it all start here in Lamborghini?
That's also quite by chance, I would say. But I liked a lot cars, as every kid, but never thought to work in the automotive. I started from masonry, and then I moved to strategic consultancy. But also, quite by chance, I was offered to join Ducati, and then through Ducati, then I started more than 20 years ago my journey into the automotive. So I can say, yes, I like cars, but it was by chance that I joined finance in the automotive.
Well, I have a question for the both of you, actually. If you look back at the very beginning of your journeys, who were the people that inspired you when you first started? Inspired you to push yourself harder than you ever thought and to reach all those goals that you have reached in your careers? Maybe Dorothea, let's start with you.
Actually, it was like myself, me and myself. I mean, okay, I had really supporting parents. They drove me to the training and everything, but they was never pushing me. It was just like me. I really love to have some hard sessions with the men, because if, as you know, maybe the shooting, it's not that the boys are better than the girls. And so I really loved that I could challenge the boys, and I was also stronger there. So I had a lot of motivation. I want to beat them. And I think also in my sport, you have to have your own motivation. It's not that somebody can push you. But of course, I had some idols, for example. It was like Lindsey Vonn. I mean, she's an alpine skier, but I really admire her. Like she had so many results, and she was also like a normal person. Also, she had a normal life outside from sports, so it was like really nice to watch her.
And talking about success and pride, let's talk about your actually successes. Dorothea, 3 Olympic medals, 12 World Championship medals, including 4 golds. 75 podiums at the World Cup, including 21 victories. So I think that maybe your parents did never push you, actually, apart from taking you to try and etc. But now they must be very proud of you.
Yes, I think so. I mean, they are following my races. They are really happy when I'm doing good, and in the same way, when I have maybe some bad days, they are also a little suffering with me, but it's I think it's normal. But of course, they are my biggest fans, my first fans, and they always believed in me. And so it's great to have some victories and get on the podium, had some medals, and finally, okay, now I never was thinking about my medals or the podiums or the victories, but now I'm getting older and I realize, okay, I did a lot, and I'm really happy about that.
And what about you, Paolo?
Yeah. Maybe I would say I'm very proud of some major achievement. Last one being Lamborghini. Of course, I didn't win any gold medal, unfortunately, because there's no gold medal in the business. But I think gold medal can be reverted into proven results. And what I'm proud of is that 7 years when I joined the Lamborghini company, the intention was to support, help, and steer a luxury brand to a luxury financial performance. And I would say that after 7 years, our proof points are results. And results are saying that 7 years ago, turnover was less than 1 billion. This year is going to be more than 3 billions. And profit was in the range of 50 millions. This year will be more than 800 millions. And then also in percentage, we are best in class, and this is the single thing that on which we should be most proud of.
How do you prepare for such a success that you've both had in your fields? I guess for an athlete, a lot of training goes into that. How much do you actually train, Dorothea?
Yes, I mean, we have a little complicated sport, I think. I mean, there are two different preparations. It was like our season starts from beginning of May until end of March. We have a lot of months of summer training, and the competitions start just from end of November to end of March, so much more summer training than winter, finally, and races. And we are starting with a lot of hours. We are training like in a year 700, 800 hours, just physical training. And then it's all the training hours for the shooting. So it's like another 200. So it's not easy to handle, especially the summer. You are out all the day just for training. And then it comes to races. So you have less training hours because you have to prepared as well as possible for the races, rest a lot. It's really important to recover, and then you can have your best performance also. But as I said, we are also lucky because we can train a lot in different sports like roller skiing, running, gym, bicycle, mountain, and then it's a part of the shooting that it's really funny because it's like a lot of adrenaline when you hit the targets and just hear the shots and everything. So I think it's funny just to do this kind of sports because you can choose a lot of different ways to train.
And what about you, Paolo? We said that you're a keen runner. How do you prepare your body for a marathon?
That's I see exactly this difference between sport, so racing, and the job. So preparing a marathon means that you have you need a solid base on which to build the 6 months preparation, which is like a sort of an artwork where you are preparing the artwork, and then you have the race is just a final painting, in my opinion. So that's really something that you prepare. But instead on the job is something different, because your season never stops, and we are always in and not out, if I may, and you build your success on the everyday job, as planning is crucial. And we are part of a German group. That means that planning is not even a job; it's a culture, and that's quite funny, because we are planning everything, even a phone call, and this is part of a preparation on the job.
How important is preparation, and how much goes into planning, and how much goes into reacting to changes, to unforeseen challenges? Dorothea, does this happen, or do you have to be very, very strict and disciplined?
For me, it's like, yes, I mean, I have to plan everything perfectly. We are like 200 days a year away from home, just with the national team. And then it's all the appointments with the sponsors. We have a lot of interviews, so you are traveling a lot. And in the same way, you have also to train a lot. So it's you have really to organize every day as good as possible. Especially, as I said, it's really important to recover for our athletes. That's like the main key. And then you have also the physiotherapist. There are a lot of details. Maybe you don't see it from outside, but the journey is like really heavy sometimes.
So I guess that teamwork is quite crucial for the both of you.
Yeah, of course. If I may come back on also on previous question and answer to two of them. So for sure, you make your or break your success out of the daily job. So planning is crucial, as well as teamwork. But then the environment is changing. So planning, you need also every day to put again under discussion all what you planned, and then say also changing your maybe sometimes your point of view and your decisions is also crucial to face the changing environment. Thus, and also to do that, teamwork is very important, because having all the information under your perspective, under your view, for having that is you need a teamwork which is working very well and timely to have every day the right information to take good decisions. That is also part of our challenge and job.
Paolo, how hard is to choose and find the right people to work with, and what makes a good leader in your view?
Yes, finding right people is getting, especially in this period of time, is getting even more difficult every day. Attracting talents it's a point that every company is facing, and is crucial for the success of the company. Then for being a good CFO, there's no recipes, depending, of course, on culture, company culture, situations, and also changing your attitude and profile is also very important. And it's actually what is happening to the CFO. Years and years ago, a good CFO was a good bookkeeper and a good accountant. But in the last decades, the CFO role moved more and more towards business. So today, being business partner is crucial. Then more in detail, if you ask me, we need as CFOs, we need passion for driving results. Then building trust with all the stakeholders. And then, last but not least, we already mentioned, so developing and empowering a talented team, that is also very important.
And Dorothea, you, when you're during the race, you're on your own, obviously. So but this doesn't mean that you're a loner, right? How much in your role is just being a lone wolf? How important is teamwork, though? You mentioned the national team or your physiotherapist, etc. So your team members, and how important is then leadership within this group for you?
So for me, it was always really important to have a good team around me. We have a lot of walksmen, physiotherapists, coaches. They are working like behind the scenes. When you are in a race, the people are watching you as an athlete, and you have to perform as well as possible. But in the same time, there are so many persons behind you, and they are working the whole year for you. So of course, our sport is like individual sport, but we have also the races with the team. So like the relays, and it's really important. I think my most and greatest successes was like when I had a good team behind me, and I could trust the people, and it was like it was like a family flair. It was like so nice staying together. Also after the races, when you are in the hotel or in apartments, and just enjoying. And for me, it's the most important thing, I think. As I said, we are like 200 days away, so it's like it have to be everything really good. If you don't feel good in a team, it's really difficult. There will be always like persons maybe you are not so confident with, but it's like that. You have to be also really professional. And as you said, like the leadership, of course, when you are winning, you are like a leader, and maybe also for the young one. I'm getting older now. It's coming the the younger athletes. So it's like you have to be also a role model and show them everything, how to do everything. So it's nice to be also a leader, I think, for me. Not everybody is really able to do it, but I think I'm really happy about my part of this kind of work.
Dorothea, as a fantastic athlete, how do you approach your relationship with fans of the sport?
I love the fans. We are really lucky. There are always like thousands of fans cheering for us on the tracks. Of course, also in the TV. And sometimes it's like a little bit heavy, maybe, because after the races they want maybe some autograph or some photos, and you are really hurry because you have to do maybe some anti-doping control or just go to recover, or just going to massage because the day after you have another race. So it's not always easy, but I'm always trying to take the time for the fans. I think it's really important, and just do some photos and be kind as possible, but of course not always you have time.
Paolo, our fans instead, they don't cheer for us usually. They don't cheer for they cheer for our products. So how do you deal with that when people are so enthusiastic about Lamborghini?
So we are working behind the scenes. So we don't have upfront funds, but we have to please our customers. This is, we know, is crucial for all of us, and our success goes through that. This is very, very true. And I think that sometimes in facing this challenge, so not every day is the same as the previous or the following. So we have to be prepared with that, and I think also facing this sometimes this daily up and downs is very important to have sport activities, in my opinion. Also, for preparing a hard day, having sport is, we say, in the automotive is improving the engine capacity and displacement. That is helping me a lot when we have also not having funds, but having let's say reward out of our daily job.
So you go running in the morning before to prepare for the day, not in the evening to decompress?
Yes or no. It's hard to me to go in the morning because I cannot bear the idea to have a full daily job then right after. It's exactly the other way around. I used to run in the weekend at night, and after when I'm full and free and then relaxed. Then instead during the weekend I used to run early in the morning.
That's how you see the difference to a professional athlete. I'm sure Dorothea goes morning and evening. See?
Yes, 2 times.
There's no comparison.
I have to. It's my work. It's my job.
Yeah, sure, but sport, I'm sure that helps a lot Paolo in his job as well. But I want to focus now, especially on mental health, mental preparation. How important is for both of you psychology when it comes to preparing for success?
For me, I never worked with like a mental coach because I was always the idea that when I have a problem and I'm able to resolve it alone, I'm getting stronger alone. And I was also lucky because I never had like really heavy problems. So I mean, there are of course like some days or weeks when you have some problems or you are struggling with tiredness or maybe you are not in a good mood, but I mean, we are human, and it's normal that you are not always, that you can't give always 100%. But finally, I'm like a really happy person, and I'm always trying to do my best. And as I said, I was always really lucky that I was always feeling good in this kind of mental health. Yeah.
I totally share your point of view. And what about you, Paolo?
Well, I have to say also from my side, I have to say I feel more than fine on the mental side. that is positive. But nevertheless, And I have to say that for sure mental strength is crucial in the sport. This is very clear, nothing to write home about. But also in the job, sometimes you feel like having a very high hurdles to pass, and challenges are too high to be reached. But I think that in this sense is very likely very similar to in the sport. You have to fix intermediate goals, goals that are giving you some proof points on where you're heading to, and that you're doing right. That is a way also mentally to overcome very difficult challenges.
Dorothea, you said that you are away from your family. You're abroad, actually, 200 days a year. But how do you cope with being separated for such a long time from your family? And how do you find your balance back when you're back with your husband and back with your parents, etc.?
Yes, of course, it was maybe difficult when I was younger. As I said, I lived from home like when I had 14 years old, when I was 14 years old. So, and we are like, I have 4 other brothers, so it was like a big family. So now it's easier because there are the social medias and the video calls and everything. But when I lived, it was nothing. So just a phone call sometimes. But I'm getting used. I mean, it's like more than 20 years that I'm doing this life. So for me, it's no problem. But of course, sometimes now I'm living 2 hours from my parents with my husband. So sometimes it's more difficult when I don't see my husband for 3 weeks maybe, and then I come home some days, and maybe I'm also tired from the races and everything, and so it's not always easy. But as I said, there are some good days, some bad days, but you have just to be positive and to live the day and the journey.
I want to ask about change. How has your success that you both had in your careers, how has that changed you, or how has the world changed in that time, and how important is change in all of this process?
Well, I see changes always as an opportunity. So for sure, world is changing, and that goes without saying. Since when now more than 30 years ago, I started my career. World is changing, but also I'm changing a lot. If I think myself 30 years ago, I'm living changes always as opportunities, and that's the way I deeply believe you have to live the changes. I never regret on decision taken in front of changes, because I always thought that all the decisions taken with available information were the best I could have ever taken. That's my strong belief.
And what about you, Dorothea?
For me, it's like, changes. I mean, as I said, it's more than 20 years that I'm doing biathlon, so it was a lot of changes. It's everything like closer. Everybody is performing better, shooting better, skiing faster. And there are also more girls competing, so it's really difficult, I think, also. Everybody is like changing the way to approach the races, recover more, get a healthy lifestyle, diet. Yes, the material is getting better and better, so it's not easier. And I think also it's also some other changes. For example, for me, when I was younger, I was like, don't think too much about the results, and just saying what I'm thinking the whole time. And now I'm changed a little bit. I don't trust everybody. And yes, also I think I'm thinking more, and then I'm speaking.
And let's talk now about technology. Dorothea, tell us about the new rifle you've been involved in designing and what's unique about it.
Yes, I am really happy about that project. I was looking forward now for 2 years. I had the idea with some friends to make a new rifle stock. It's like just from wood with a lot of innovations. And as I said, a lot of years in high level sport, it's like I wanted to have some more combinations. It's really difficult to handle with the rifle. It's like minimal details, and it's really difficult to explain. So as I said, everything is changing a lot. Everybody wants the best product. So we was just thinking to have some new product on the market. And yes, I'm happy because when I'm leaving then biathlon as an athlete, I have something with which I can work on in the future. So it's a nice project for me.
Paolo, for us instead, and it's again talking about change. Technology has changed a lot over the last years. The whole industry is in a phase of transformation, not just transition. And this move towards electrification, what does this mean for a super sports car manufacturer like Lamborghini? And what does it mean for a CFO? Because new technology means big investments.
Automotive business changed a lot indeed in the last decade. I would say since the 2015, that is marking, I think, a turning point in the market due to the diesel issue we had back then. So that the transition to the electrification is a trend that is not, in my opinion, revertible. We cannot revert this trend. And also, as Lamborghini, we may be the last in the full electrification, but we have to cope with this technology. And then, by the way, we're doing that. So, as you know, we electrified our full lineup. And that is our first move. I deem it as an opportunity, not only as a threat, for sure, as it might seem from external. Always changes come along with opportunities. That my strong opinion out of that. So that, of course, we have to cope also as finance and support this transition to sustainability. This is involving and will involve even more consideration on investing in sustainable technologies, and that is our challenge, say, as finance. But say that, I also said before that finance has to be very close to the business. So we are prepared to do that. So we try to learn as much as possible about the impact on finance from electrification of our lineup, and this giving us more confidence in this transition we are living.
Dorothea, a few moments ago you said, when I will leave biathlon, and what's next on the horizon for your career?
Now we are starting with the World Cup like every year and end of November. So we are really lucky because we have like a World Championship every day. This year it will be in Switzerland. And then it will be my last year, my last month of professional athlete. And then I will do the Olympics at home. And then I will say goodbye to this kind of sport and hopefully have some other nice life after.
You mean having a family? Because I read an interview where you were talking about being 100% athlete or an 100% mother or a family woman.
Yes, I hope so. Of course, you can't plan these things, but I hope that I can have a big family and dedicate my time to my husband and the things which I didn't had time before. I mean, of course, now at this moment, I see a lot of girls having babies and also doing some sports, but I think I'm not able to do this. I prefer to do one thing or the other, so I'm looking forward.
What about you, Paolo? What's next for Paolo Poma?
Well, professionally and personally, I would say start professionally. I would say bring Lamborghini to the next step. We are working on a fourth car line. This is public, so it would be really nice to see this development of the company in growth while preserving our financial performance. That's the professional part. And maybe also getting a bit closer to capital markets, but that's a personal hope. On the private side, I have a wife, a young daughter. I'm also a weekly commuter, so I'm not so different from my life is not so different from Dorothea's, because I'm out the whole week. I'm getting back in the weekend and enjoying sport and family. And so that will be for sure a big part of my life, along with a wish to run the next marathon, and hopefully with Doro and her husband. That will be.
So I have to train a lot because you are really fast. You are really fast, Paolo.
I was.
Where will this marathon be?
I don't have the plan. I'm not German, so I'm Italian, and I still have a wish, not a plan. I'm waiting for those after the Olympics.
Yes, we will decide together.
Well, I wish good luck to both of you then, and can wait to see what next. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us for this month's episode.
New episodes will continue to land monthly on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube and Lamborghini.com.
Please do subscribe wherever you get your podcasts for more extraordinary journeys into the beyond. My name is Tim Bravo.
I'm Giulia Salvi, and this is Beyond, a Lamborghini podcast.